Live from the RSV Media Center in Belize City, this is Love TV's Evening News for Thursday, May 30th. There is a lot to tell you about on the newscast tonight, so let's begin with a check of the stories that are making headlines today. KHMH officials share findings of investigation. Prime Minister comments on several issues of national importance. National football team gets much needed financial boost. Details of these stories and more coming up on the newscast tonight, but first we step aside for a word from our sponsors.
Smart and United Airlines want to send you and your crew to the 2013 Gold Cup. You and 3 of your BFFs can go see the Gold Cup game between Belize and USA in Portland, Oregon. Win 4 round-trip tickets to Portland, along with 3 nights hotel accommodations, tickets to watch the game, plus $2,000 cash. Only with Smart, because bigger is better with Smart and United Airlines. Simply enter Smart's sensational Gold Cup raffle for a chance to see football live in action. To enter, send a text to You Win. Only 50 cents per text. So, the more you send, the greater your chances to win in Smart's ultimate package to the Gold Cup 2013.
Smart. Bring people together.
There are reports at this moment that there is a road traffic accident.
Ceremony to mark the completion of a basket weaving and wood carving.
The neighborhood was rocked with about 4 or 5 gunshots.
Keep up with what's happening around Belize. Love News. Reliable, credible, and balanced. If you have news to share, contact Marian Ali at 624-5140, Natalie Novello at 663-9915, Avadia Sosa at 630-1289, or our correspondents in Orange Walk, Belmopan, San Ignacio, Dangriga, and Punta Gorda. We can also be reached at lovenewsbz@yahoo.com, telephone number 203-2281 or 203-0528, fax 203-0529. Catch the news first on Love.
At BNE, we work hard to make our country a success. As the single largest taxpayer, the success of BNE will make Belize's economy stronger and more resilient. Our hard work directly contributes to our country's development.
For a child is still a child, pure, soft, innocent face. Let us reach out and take away the pain.
On Saturday, June 1st, you can help Belizean children with special needs grow, play, and dream by making a donation to the Inspiration Telethon. The Special Envoy for Women and Children, Kim Simplis Barrow, and Care Belize are once again holding a nationwide telethon. The aim is to raise $500,000 for the purchase of specialized equipment to provide vital therapy, medical assistance, and holistic care to children with special needs. The Inspiration Telethon starts at 8 in the morning, and throughout the day, Belizean artists including Ascentium Band, Denise Castillo, Jen Covelli, Ashanti the Airbender, as well as the Ugandani and New Generation dance groups will entertain you from center stage at the Bliss Center for the Performing Arts. This all-day event will be broadcast live on Love Television, Love FM, Channel 5, Channel 7, Plus TV, CTV3, Creme Radio and TV, Reef TV, and Wave Radio and TV. You can also bring out your family to enjoy all-day entertainment, and this year we're having a mini street fair for the kids outside the Bliss. Event host Rene Villanueva Sr. will be joined throughout the day by special guest hosts such as William Neal, Indira Craig, Mose Hyde, Marlene Cuellar, and Dale McDougall. On June 1st, generously donate to the Inspiration Telethon and become an angel to a child in need.
Let us seek out the silent tears and give the gift of life.
Interrupt this program to bring you
hottest station 99.5 Diesel Power. Diesel Power.
We interrupt this program.
SummerSlam. Coming soon on Love TV and
FM, driving you wild.
Good evening, Belize. With the Thursday edition of Love TV's Evening News, I am Anju Gidwani. The Carl Huchner Memorial Hospital authorities today hosted a press conference to share the findings of their investigations into the death of at least a dozen babies in the neonatal intensive care unit. Reporter Marian Ali was there, and we will have that story for you shortly. We begin tonight with the resignation of Audrey Matura Shepherd from her post as Vice President of Oceania Belize. Rumors had been circulating that Matura Shepherd had stepped down from her post. Well, today the smoke was cleared and Matura Shepherd confirmed that she has indeed resigned. Following a statement from her and the Chief Executive Officer in Belize, Andy Sharpless, this morning Matura Shepherd called a press conference this afternoon to share the details of her resignation. There, she informed the media that she submitted her resignation last week Thursday and got a response accepting it on Friday, but she and her boss had opted not to make it public until today.
I think I need to clarify that I was never asked to resign from Oceania. Oceania values my work deeply, and I value the norms and the campaigns that they do. But there comes a point in everyone's life when you need to make a personal choice, and it was my personal choice to resign. Why? Well, for some time I knew that I would not always be at Oceania. I've shared that with you all now and then, that I know I won't always be there. When I was hired to start Oceania, it was not even in my plan to be doing that kind of work, but you go where God leads you, so that's where I ended up. And I always said I'll only do 3 years. Last year, May 1st, made 3 years, and I was ready to leave, and Oceania begged me to stay on, renegotiated with me, and I think at that point, I knew that I was lying to myself because my time had passed, and things had to happen the way they did for me to get the message that it's time to move on.
Matura Shepherd pointed out that she had felt from earlier in the year that she had a bigger calling, but tried to restrain from being vocal. But she says it's clearly her calling. She had more to say on her resignation.
It culminated last 2 weeks when I did write an article in a newspaper, which I do for free, and I will never stop writing because I love writing. I wrote an article in the newspaper in which I made it known that the same way there's a group of people calling themselves Unibam demanding that their sexual orientation be accepted, it is not unlikely that there can be another group calling themselves whatever BAM they want to be, also demanding the right to be with animals. And I could go down the list of all the things that are criminalized in this country. I never said it to offend anyone. I never said it because I wanted to enter a debate over the issue. I've always written very provocatively. I never thought that I would be entering this issue, but it all had to happen because maybe I was being a coward sitting on the fence and not prepared to take a stance. And so it had to happen this way. But there are key things that happened that really stirred my heart. which made me resign, and that is, I know I'm very vocal, I stand on what I believe, and I'm assertive. But when I saw the level of attack and at the lengths they would go to quiet people, I realized it wasn't about sodomy or bestiality. It was about reaching a point in this country where people will not be able to speak openly. And I feel that all my life I have fought for other people. You all know me as a member of the press, trailblazing as to what you can do or say in the press. And I couldn't see myself in a position where they would hold my organization unfairly at ransom. And then I have to be a part of that. It's just not within my principles. It just goes contrary to everything I can ever live by. So what I did, I deliberated, and I noticed what really happened. One of the things that really happened was it all started with Miss Lisa Schumann first calling me out on Facebook. I had not seen the post, and it didn't really bother me, but I was wondering why I was getting a lot of queries. I have never asked Lisa Schumann if when she goes on Facebook and this recent move against me is her position or the position of the organization who she represents, that is Unibam. I don't know if she's acting on her personal capacity or her professional capacity, but I won't even go there because that's not how I deal with issues. So it started there. But after that, there was a slew of emails. All of them have not been produced to me that were sent to my organization. I think I really applaud Oceana because they were very professional. At no point have they said, you must resign. They felt that we can work through this, we value your work, and we can work through this. But I had to think about it. The objective is not so much to destroy the great work Oceana has done, and all of you know that what Oceana does is needed in this country. The objective was to go after me, and I realized that if I remain there, the organization, no matter what they do, will be a target. But I'm not afraid to stand on this issue alone if I have to. So I made the bold move and said I would resign. It was my boss was a bit taken aback because that's not what they expected. They've expected that this too shall pass, but I don't believe this too shall pass.
According to Matura Shepherd, she has undergone a number of attacks.
I have been there. I have seen the level of attack. Let me tell you how low it is. I brought it with me, and you all could go on Oceana Belize Facebook page and read the comment from one Paul Smith and Christian Riverol. And they literally say that they will call on all the LGBT to come forward and denounce the work of Oceana. That is low. So if I am the one that they're really after, I don't see why I should stand there and let them attack an organization that really is here doing fantastic work. It says right here, do not ever forget there are 30,000 LGBT persons living in this country. We have the power to swing a vote where we want. You of all persons should be ashamed of yourself for your remarks. I can no longer support the cause.
On the day of the people's referendum, there were a lot of threats forthcoming, including death threats. Matura Shepherd announced, but she had decided to not bring those to light. Now she's getting mild threats, she explained, but threats nevertheless.
One of the things I never revealed to people was that during the referendum, I did get death threats. I reported it to the police. I never made it public because I never wanted it to detract from the campaign. Only those very close to me knew about it. And some strange characters did show up at our office. The police did come to protect us, and we counted the ballots till the end. I've never made it public because I just feel that we need to steer the course on the issue. Since then, again, the way the LGBT did, they wrote, at least one person wrote to our CEO demanding my removal. But that person, although we wrote back, never answered, so we think it's a fictitious name. And I've had other threats, but it's part of what happens when you're vocal.
Stepping down was a choice she had to make, Matura Shepherd says, between bowing to the powers of money or to the powers of her conscience, that is, and she chose the latter. She also vowed to not stop fighting.
Me stepping away from Oceana does not mean the fight has ended. It's just starting. I openly will speak as a Christian, and I denounce any sexual orientation law in this country. And I'm not ashamed to say. And those who want to sit on the fence can sit on the fence. What the people who are against me should understand is that they were safer had they left me where I was. because I would have been so occupied doing the work of Oceana. But when I see, as a woman, as a mother, as a Belizean, that you are prepared to destroy my job, hello, that is low. And when you are prepared to tell me I cannot speak up, I think I draw the line there. So that's the reason I'm leaving.
Oceana is being governed by new policies, and Matura Shepherd says she could not have continued working under those.
I would have had to abide by a policy where I would not be able to write or speak on any other issue. And I deliberated on that. While it was never said to me directly, I knew it would come down to that. Everybody's smart and know how these things go. And I did not feel it fair for me to put anyone in my organization in that position to even have to say that. I think I'm smart enough. I can see things as they come, before they come. And I knew clearly that it would be selfish of me to even put anyone in the position that they have to exert pressure. Because to my heart, I knew I could never agree to stop writing or to stop speaking on other issues. So it's really a personal choice of mine.
If she could turn back the hands of time when it comes to expressing her opinions the way she did and writing the article in the newspaper, Matura Shepherd says she wouldn't change a thing. She encourages everyone to continue supporting Oceana's cause, and she also had some words for those aspiring to apply for the position she's leaving.
I do make a difference, but I hope that I have been a role model to many other young Belizeans that they want to step up. I want to see people applying hand over fist to take over this job and to really do it. You just need the passion and the will to want to make a change to do it. You don't need any big degrees. You need to believe in yourself that you can do it. And I think that needs to be done. And the truth is, I've said to Oceana, and I'll say it publicly, I will always support their work.
This afternoon, the Coalition to Save Our Natural Heritage issued a statement regarding the resignation of Matura Shepherd. In it, it thanks her and gives her good wishes, saying, quote, "While the coalition is disappointed that one of the strongest advocates for her properly planned oil industry, particularly as it relates to banning offshore oil exploration, is leaving in an official capacity, the coalition is assured that Ms. Matura Shepherd will continue to support the cause," end quote. It also says, quote, "As Oceana's Vice President, Audrey has been instrumental in forwarding one of the goals of the coalition as it relates to achieving a ban on offshore drilling in Belize's territorial waters. Her legal training and unbridled passion for her work has changed environmental advocacy in Belize and as well garnered the support of thousands of Belizeans, as Oceana, as a member of the coalition, was the leading force behind the people's referendum and petition drive." In addition, Audrey is representing Oceana, led the recent legal challenge to the offshore contracts. Her legal training and acumen also led to the nullification of illegal oil contracts, end quote. Matura Shepherd will remain as Vice President to Oceana for 3 more months. The family in Orange Walk is asking for assistance since the fire completely destroyed their home. Reporter Dalila Kal has more on the incident.
A family of 3 lost their house and all belongings in a fire last night. Jose Castellanos, his wife, and their 10-month-old baby boy were along with 6 visiting family members at their home in the Blackwater Creek area, Charles Farm Village in the Orange Walk district. It was between 7 and 8 p.m. that the family began getting ready to go to bed and noticed the fire. Castellanos said he had left to run an errand and was called back shortly after. The fire spread quickly in the 16 by 18 feet wooden house, leaving the family no time to salvage anything. Castellanos says that by the time the fire department responded, the house was fully engulfed in flames. No one was hurt. Castellanos says he is unaware of what might have sparked the fire, especially since the family had no electricity. The family used candles, but according to Castellanos, they had blown our candles out and were heading to bed. The children, he said, were outside in the yard playing under a tree. Castellanos and his wife had been living at the house for at least 4 years. It was not insured. The family is in need of assistance, and anyone wishing to make a contribution can contact Castellanos at 667-4366 or 662-0053. Dalila Ikal for Love News.
Belize's national football team will travel to the U.S. in July to participate in the upcoming Gold Cup. The team got a major boost today when Prime Minister Dean Barrow pledged $50,000 on behalf of the government of Belize to assist the team to make this historic journey. Prime Minister Barrow met with members of the executive of the Football Federation of Belize, Senior Vice President Sergio Chuk, Vice President Raul Pelayo, and Executive Member Marlon Quilin. The FFB has announced that it will be holding a telethon in mid-June to raise funds for the upcoming trip. REACH is a relatively new non-governmental organization that stands for Research, Education, and Advocacy for Social Change and focuses on doing exactly that with Belizean youths. The NGO will launch its first major initiative tomorrow, and it is called Imagine Nation, an exposition in which young people tell their stories about the community, focusing on research findings in connection to male neglect and the increase of social violence experienced during the past few years. The exhibition, which will also feature poetry performances, showcases the work of 15 youths in the form of photography, poetry, comics, and many other types of art. Love News spoke with the participants who spoke of their talents and why they've chosen that means of expression.
Poetry gives us a voice and a means to express ourselves. It's not all about anger, it's about expression, so it's about your truth. So you express your truth in whatever medium, whether it's art, whether it's poetry, music, even social media. You just have a platform to express yourself. So our point is to get out there and give youths a voice. In the topics I address, sometimes about personal feelings, sometimes about things I'm going through, about issues happening in society. It has a crazy variety.
My form of art, to me, I think is just every little thing that I see, I take a picture of. The way a child could be walking, any little thing I just take pictures of. To me, that's art. When you live life, you happen to miss the little things in life that you're supposed to that you're supposed to cherish. Me, I take those little pieces and I make it into one big thing that you could, understand. It occupies my time a lot that I take pictures and I edit and I do all of that. I would encourage people to take pictures so they could occupy their time so they don't become idle.
When we came up with the comic Ninja Assassins, it was one day in lit class. It was a bit boring. I was bored, so I just started drawing and it just came to me naturally. And then we showed it to Mr. Musa and he liked it, and that's when I bring Ty on, where me and he combined our ideas to get a serious but funny comic.
We find this very important for us and very inspiring to us because not everyone has a voice in Belize. Like young men right now are being targeted, and we just want to find like a safe haven, a way for us to escape and not to worry about anything. So this is basically a stress relief. Like some youths find violence as a way to express themselves. We want to use that energy and put it towards something through art.
In my opinion, art is the only way of running away from home without leaving home. Because when I'm doing art, I find the ways to express myself, express my feelings, and this would help people to express how they feel, and I encourage young men, youths to come along and join.
Adults are giving us different labels to show what we should be in life. And I just want to say it's time for us to peel off that label and express ourselves and give us our own future, rewrite our own story, and give us our own destiny.
The event will be officially launched tomorrow at 7 p.m. at the Image Factory Art Foundation on Northfront Street. Oncologists, radiologists, clinicians, and nurses who deal with cancer patients are engaged in a two-day symposium at the Radisson Fort George Hotel. The discussions this year are dealing with pediatric cancer and cervical cancer. Board member with the Belize Cancer Society, Wayne Usher, told Love News that there has been constant upgrading of the clinic treatment and the awareness aspect has been successful in reaching the masses.
We've constantly been upgrading our facilities and improving on our means and capacity to deal with it. For example, our public awareness has taken off, and that is very true to see from the cancer walk that we had on Saturday gone, because every year it doubles. This year we were up to about 5,000 people. So the awareness, the advocacy part of it is working, and what we want to do by that is to inform people that they can also help in the preventative side by their lifestyles, what they eat, dieting, exercise, nutritional intake, things like that. So that part of it is going well, and we are seeing more and more people accessing the services, and maybe that is why we see the stats going up, because more people are coming in and declaring and registering and seeking assistance. That has also improved tremendously with the Dangriga Cancer Center now, where before people had to go abroad for chemotherapy. Now it's being done right here. Saves thousands of dollars every year to do it right here in Belize. So we still don't have the facility for the radiotherapy, but that's coming. And just this morning,
that's coming.
It's going to come. And just this morning, it was announced, so I'm not giving any secrets here. It was announced by Mrs. Pascasio that plans are underway to have a new cancer center built in Dangriga, a building purpose-built that will see even more people and accommodate even more and do even more clinical interventions.
How does all of that tie into this Inspiration Center and the Inspiration Telethon that Mrs. Barrow is spearheading?
Well, it's all part of our networking, because Mrs. Barrow has helped tremendously in the advocacy side of things, and we want to encourage everyone to contribute to the Inspiration Center, because it's like a wheel, Marion, with all the various spokes. And if we have spokes missing, then the wheel can't turn. So we are all interrelated. It's one system. We are after the same goal, which is to improve the lives of everyone in Belize.
The Inspiration Telethon will take place on Saturday at the Bliss Center for the Performing Arts in Belize City. The target for the fundraiser is $500,000. The event will be carried live on the major media houses, including Love FM and Love Television. You are watching Love Television. Coming up after the break, we hear from KHMH officials. NEMA discusses preparations for upcoming hurricane season. And Belmopan youths graduate from gang resistance training. Security guard charged with manslaughter by negligence. The evening news will continue after these messages.
Intelligent Solutions is the only information technology company in Belize that offers a full range of IT services to meet all IT needs, including hardware procurement. Shopping for your computer needs has never been easier. We commit to finding the best value for our clients. We offer a wide computer services including web services, graphic design, networking, PC and point of sale support, and software development. We provide services to anyone regardless of how big or small the task may seem, from a simple virus cleaning to software and website development, and wireless wide area networks. Individuals, companies, and educational facilities are welcomed. If you are in Belize City and are in need of PC services and are unable to come to us, don't worry. Give us a call and we'll come to you at no extra charge. We stand by our commitment to beat our competitors' prices every time. Give us a call at 223-3203, 203-1010, or 203-1011, and we'll come to you. You can also visit us on the web at intelligentsolutions.bz. Intelligent Solutions. Practical, innovative, intelligent solutions.
This is All About Hair with Hair Diva Diane. Caller 1, you're on.
Diane, I've got clients who prefer a relaxer, but they want the thickness and fullness of natural hair. You're a stylist. Help!
You should use the Zyda Essentials Low Light Relaxer with shea butter. It gently straightens the hair while preserving more of its natural texture, leaving hair thicker, fuller, and healthier. I promise they'll love you for it.
Now this I like.
Ask your stylist for Design Essentials Low Light Relaxer with Shea Butter. Design Essentials Salon System, your partner in style.
Design Essentials Hair Care Products, distributed exclusively at Belize Beauties, Downtown Plaza, 27 Albert Street, Belize City. Telephone 207-0601.
There are reports at this moment that there is a road traffic accident.
Ceremony to mark the completion of a basket weaving and wood carving.
The neighborhood was rocked about with about 4 or 5 gunshots.
Keep up with what's happening around Belize. Love news, reliable, credible, and balanced. If you have news to share, contact Marian Ali at 624-5140, Natalie Novello at 663-9915, Avadia Sosa at 630-1289, or our correspondents in Orange Walk, Belmopan, San Ignacio, Dangriga, and Punta Gorda. We can also be reached at lovenewsbz@yahoo.com. Telephone number 203-2281 or 203-0528. Fax 203-0529. Catch the news first on Love.
The digital revolution has finally arrived in Belize. Imagine Central Cablevision's Debo will bring real interactive high-definition and digital TV into your home. Whether you have an older TV or a high-definition TV, you can now enjoy better features than satellite TV. Debo's interactive remote control allows you to scroll quickly through the channel list or view a detailed program information guide that lists programming up to 7 days in advance. You can also pause or record live TV without missing a second. In addition, Debo allows you to set reminders for your favorite shows and play games while waiting for your program to begin. Debo is that easy, and Debo is that good. Get your Debo from the Central Cablevision office near you and be your own digital boss. Get free installation with the purchase of every Debo. Central Cablevision, leading the digital revolution.
For a child is still a child, pure, soft, innocent face. Let us reach out and take away the pain.
On Saturday, June 1st, you can help Belizean children with special needs grow, play, and dream by making a donation to the Inspiration Telethon. The Special Envoy for Women and Children, Kim Simplis Barrow, and Care Belize are once again holding a nationwide telethon. The aim is to raise $500,000 for the purchase of specialized equipment to provide vital therapy, medical assistance, and holistic care to children with special needs. The Inspiration Telethon starts at 8 in the morning, and throughout the day, Belizean artists including Ascentium Band, Denise Castillo, Jen Covelli, Ashanti the Airbender, as well as the Ugandani and New Generation dance groups will entertain you from center stage at the Bliss Center for the Performing Arts. This all-day event will be broadcast live on Love Television, Love FM, Channel 5, Channel 7, Plus TV, CTV3, Creme Radio and TV, Reef TV, and Wave Radio and TV. You can also bring out your family to enjoy all-day entertainment, and this year we're having a mini street fair for the kids outside the Bliss. Event host Rene Villanueva Sr. will be joined throughout the day by special guest hosts such as William Neal, Indira Craig, Mose Hyde, Marlene Cuellar, and Dale McDougall. On June 1st, generously donate to the Inspiration Telethon and become an angel to a child in need.
Let us seek out the silent thieves and give the gift of
Interrupt this program to bring you
Hottest station 99.5. Diesel Power. Diesel Power.
Present
SummerSlam. Coming soon on
Love TV and
More FM, driving you wild.
Surface Solutions now introduces a new way of cleaning, Maximo Purple Buster. This incredible degreaser is strong enough to clean automotive and marine parts, but is gentle enough to be used on vinyl, rubber, and other tasks around the home. Just spray a liberal amount on the surface and watch as Maximo Purple Buster quickly begins to remove the grease and grime. Wow! Incredible and affordable. Maximo Purple Buster. Get yours today at Surface Solutions at Carl H. Menzies Company Limited.
Welcome back to Love TV's Evening News. On Saturday, June 1st, the National Emergency Management Organization, NEMO, will commence to actively monitor the 2013 hurricane season, which is expected to be active. A maximum of 20 named systems is expected to develop during the season, and 6 of those systems are predicted to become instant hurricanes. This afternoon, Minister of National Emergency Management Godwin Hulse, along with the Chief Meteorologist Dennis Gunges and the National Emergency Coordinator Noreen Fairweather, held a press briefing to discuss what NEMO's plan is for this very active hurricane season. According to Gunges, the reason this year's hurricane season is predicted to be above average is because there is no inhibiting factor. Gunges says that El Niño phenomenon, which usually provides suppressing effects, will not be seen this year.
Our forecast sources this year predict an above average season with as much as 20 systems as predicted by 20 named systems as predicted by the United States Weather Service, and as low as 14 by the Met Office in the United Kingdom. Those forecasts are well above the normal average of the 1980 to 2010 period. In terms of hurricanes, with winds 74 miles per hour or higher, most of the forecasts indicate that approximately 9 systems will develop, and that is just about average for the same 1980-2010 period. In terms of intense hurricanes, category 3, 4, and 5, with winds 111 miles or higher, the forecasts indicate that those systems will be just about average, with the United States Weather Service predicting as much as 6 intense systems this year. The seasonal outlooks do not tell where landfall will be or the number of hits any particular location could experience. Those seasonal outlooks also do not take into account tropical depressions, which we know can be major rainmakers, potentially resulting in widespread flooding. And finally, considering the seasonal outlook, it doesn't matter whether or not it is an active season. We just need to remember it just takes one system to cause devastation.
That means that when we say it is time to move, get moving, we will not go back 2 or 3 times to assist you. If we get there and you said, Chaman, me not going nowhere, we will not return. I want to appeal to employers, particularly employers who are not cognizant with our Belizean culture, and particularly many store owners who think that the almighty dollar is better and more important than the lives of our people. When we say that you close and we want your people to go home, they will go home. Listen to the official report and only the official report. My NEC said it's okay to listen to CNN and the Weather Channel, and even the local experts. But remember, the official advisory comes from the Met Department through NEMO.
Each and every one of us has a role to play. And that is why we are saying in our team, it has to start with us. It has to start with me. Every person really, when you look at it, is a part of the National Emergency Management Organization. We each have a role to play. So under that team, that disaster preparedness does begin with you. One of the activities that we encourage families to have, and indeed that they need to have, is to look at the emergency family plan. In your plan, you will consider such thing as, you know, the risk of the hurricane or whatever that hazard is in your area. You know where emergency shelters are. You ensure that you stock up on water and food. You make sure that you have your emergency kits, your medical kits, in the event that there are some medical condition of yourself or a family member. And all those preparatory things that assist us and support us in safeguarding and ensuring that we reduce the impact of the impending hazards on ourselves, our families, and our communities.
NEMO is operating under the theme, Reducing Threats from Climate Change, Disaster Preparedness Begins with You. The Belize Grain Growers Association is advising farmers to avoid importing genetically modified organisms, specifically seeds. In a press release issued late yesterday evening, the association says that while Belize has no legislation regulating the planting and use of genetically modified organisms, GMO, the importation of GMO seeds for planting purposes is strictly prohibited by BAHA, the Belize Agriculture Health Authority. The release says that the Belize Grain Growers Association is, quote, aware that GMO soybeans are grown legally in southern Mexico and has credible information that GMO corn is grown commercially in the Petén area close to Belize's border. Knowing that Belize's borders are porous and conscious of the multiple benefits of GM crops, the BGGA cautions farmers to know the origin of their seed and avoid planting GMO seeds until Belize establishes the legislative framework for GMO crops. End of quote. In early May, the family of 32-year-old John Paul Fernandez was questioning the circumstances surrounding his death. On May 4th, Fernandez was found dead with a gunshot wound to the right side of the head. Police say on Wednesday they arrested and charged 40-year-old security guard Eduardo Rodolfo Torres in connection with Fernandez's death. Torres was charged with manslaughter by negligence. Police in Belmopan are investigating a reported burglary. Reports are that sometime between 8 p.m. on May 25th and 9 p.m. on May 29th, someone stole an assortment of electronic items and jewelry totaling over $10,000 from an apartment building on Alton Ha Street. The occupants of the apartment were reportedly out of the country at that time. A 19-year-old Rudolph McCoy, a fourth form student of Nazarene High School, was remanded to prison today after he was arraigned before Chief Magistrate Anne-Marie Smith on charges of unlawful carnal knowledge and aggravated assault of an indecent nature on a girl 15 years and 10 months old. McCoy was remanded into custody until June 28th. The incident occurred on May 28th. The girl, a third form student of Nazarene High School, accompanied by her mother and a social worker, went to the police station and reported that McCoy had sex with her at Dolphin Park in West Landiver. 32-year-old Stanley Bernardes, an unemployed of Antelope Street, charged with drug trafficking for 84.2 grams of cannabis, pled guilty to the charge when he was arraigned today. Chief Magistrate Anne-Marie Smith fined him $10,000 and ordered him to pay $5,000 forthwith, in default 2 years imprisonment. She ordered him to pay the balance by February 2014. Bernardes was unable to pay $5,000, so he was taken to prison. The incident occurred this morning between miles 1 and 2 on the Philip Golson Highway. The police reported that they were on mobile patrol on the highway when they spotted 2 persons walking on the highway and acting suspicious. They stopped the persons and informed them that a search would be conducted on them. When they searched Bernardes, they found a black plastic bag containing cannabis in the front pocket of his pants. This news broadcast comes to you from Love Television. Still to come, Punta Rock artist Titiman Flores to release new album and a look at the weather forecast. We'll be right back.
Channel Broadcasting Cable makes it convenient for you to pay your cable and internet bills with little to no effort. You can pay your cable bill at any of Zicho's Belize City and Belmopan locations. Or if you prefer, you can sit in the comfort of your home and pay online with any bank in Belize. Or pay over the counter at Scotiabank or Atlantic Bank at any of their convenient locations. Come to our office at 8C Street, where our customer service personnel is willing to serve you. Let's not forget, we can arrange for a bill collector to visit you at your home for maximum convenience. CBC adds the spice to your life.
For a child is still a child, pure, soft, innocent face. Let us reach out and take away the pain.
On Saturday, June 1st, you can help Belizean children with special needs grow, play, and dream by making a donation to the Inspiration Telethon. The Special Envoy for Women and Children, Kim Simplis Barrow, and Care Belize are once again holding a nationwide telethon. The aim is to raise $500,000 for the purchase of specialized equipment to provide vital therapy, medical assistance, and holistic care to children with special needs. The Inspiration Telethon starts at 8 in the morning, and throughout the day, Belizean artists including Ascentium Band, Denise Castillo, Jen Covelli, Ashanti the Airbender, as well as the Ugandani and New Generation dance groups will entertain you from center stage at the Bliss Center for the Performing Arts. This all-day event will be broadcast live on Love Television, Love FM, Channel 5, Channel 7, Plus TV, CTV3, Creme Radio and TV, Reef TV, and Wave Radio and TV. You can also bring out your family to enjoy all-day entertainment. And this year, we're having a mini street fair for the kids outside the Bliss. Event host Rene Villanueva Sr. will be joined throughout the day by special guest hosts such as William Neal, Indira Craig, Mose Hyde, Marlene Cuellar, and Dale McDougall. On June 1st, generously donate to the Inspiration Telethon and become an angel to a child in need.
Let us seek out the silent thieves and give the gift of life. The gift of life.
More fun games, more sports, more reliable. The Reporter, a family newspaper.
interrupt this program to bring you
Hottest station 99.5. Diesel power. Diesel power.
present We interrupt this program.
I feel good. I knew that I wouldn't. I feel good. I knew that I would. So good. So good. I got to you. I feel good. I knew that I wouldn't. So good. So good. I got to you.
SummerSlam. Coming soon on TV and
More FM, driving you wild.
Almost 100 students of St. Anne's School in Belmopan participated in a special ceremony earlier today. Correspondent Fem Cruz has the story.
A graduation ceremony was held this afternoon for 96 students of St. Anne Anglican Primary School in the city of Belmopan. These 96 students were enrolled in a 6 weeks and 13 weeks lesson called GREAT, which is a school-based program sponsored by the U.S. Embassy along with the Belmopan Community Policing Unit. WPC Indira Wallace is one of the instructors for the program called GREAT.
Today, 96 students from the St. Anne's Anglican Primary School graduated from the GREAT program. The elementary school curriculum of 6 lessons and the middle school curriculum of 13 lessons were conducted. The Gang Resistance Education and Training is a school-based program. It helps youth avoid gang membership, prevent violence and criminal activities. It also develops a positive relationship with law enforcement. The program also produces attitude and behavioral changes through a unique combination of skills training, discussion, and role-playing. Students were provided with many opportunities to model and practice relevant life skills that they can use in their real-life situation.
Brianna Smith is one of those students who took the 13 weeks of training.
What I liked about the training was that we get to do different plays and in different lessons, and like the one that they did today for the graduation. Those skits like that, they really help us a lot, and thanks to Ms. Wallace, we learn different types of scenarios that we can apply to our lives.
If somebody do you something, what would be your reaction?
What I would do based on the lesson that Ms. Wallace had taught us, I would have counted from 1 to 10, relax, cool down, and after that I will go to tell the nearest adult person or a teacher or anyone who is around me who can go and help me with the situation.
Victoria August, now that you've been taught and given a tools to work, how will you go to the community and share with others what you learn?
Well, first of all, I want to thank my principal for giving me the opportunity of doing the GREAT program. Now, what Ms. Wallace taught us about was anger management, dealing with peer pressure, etc. For example, if a person came and hit me, for example, I would not actually react in the same way. I would try to find the nearest parent, teacher, or principal. So if you want to actually spread this word, you don't conflict with people. You actually help in the way of not getting into any more problems.
What advice would you give to other students out there?
To all those students out there that are listening, I just want to say you should try and follow a good example. For example, me and my friend here, we are trying to work together in one program, such as the GREAT program. So to advise you children that you shouldn't get in gangs and other bad things, in conflicts, drugs, any of those things, guns, you shouldn't get involved in those things. You should try and work together to make a better Belize and not have any conflicts with anyone.
This is Brother Fem Cruz reporting from the nation capital city, Belmopan, for Love FM.
The investigation into the neonatal deaths for this month, whose number has now risen to 13, has revealed a number of things. 7 of those cases were caused by the infection Enterobacter cloacae, a highly opportunistic bacteria. At its second press conference following the spike in the deaths, the hospital's top brass, including Chairman Chandra Cancino, CEO Dr. Francis Longsworth, and Director of Medical Services Dr. Adrian Koyi. Joining them at the head table were Prime Minister Barrow, the Minister of Health Pablo Marin, and Dr. Ricardo Bustamante from the Pan American Health Organization. While they could not pinpoint the actual source of the bacteria, they did underscore a couple of shortcomings, such as the communication breakdown at the management level and the lax practices of visitors to the unit. Other possible contributing factors included overcrowding and understaffing issues. Here's what they found and what measures will follow.
13 babies have died. 13 babies have died, where 7 of them only had the Enterobacter organism that we discussed before. 7 of them. I was alerted as to the fact that babies were becoming very septic. We went down to the unit with the head of pediatrics, and we looked at the area and talked about the cases with infection control, a head of infection control in our hospital as well. And we analyzed the situation and said, well, let us do what we are doing in terms of adjust. If I close a unit that has sick babies in a cluster with who most likely are having the same problem, most likely, where do I put them? Because then I'm going to carry that problem to another location. So they well, we would love to isolate, and in a way that's what we're able to do. They're contained, and the measures, the antibiotic changes, because with the pattern of organism, well, the pattern of sensitivity to the antibiotics, it was demonstrated that they were sensitive to antibiotic called ciprofloxacillin, which is what we have available, even though in that time we were using very high-powered medication, imipenem in some cases, vancomycin, as part of multi-antibiotic approach to dealing with the severe sepsis.
Sometimes it's not easy to identify an outbreak. And here you had an outbreak that started in a very short span of time. We were talking about 10 days. In 10 days, where 6 or 7 newborns got infected and died. And not always it's easy to be aware that this corresponds to an outbreak. Most of the time, it happens that doctors just start treating them, giving them medications, but none of them are aware that this would correspond to a certain common source of infection and stuff like that. So I think the approach they've done here was in a timely manner. Unfortunately, it created several deaths.
The initial step was to put 4 babies in one of the private rooms in the adult intensive care unit. They're still being nursed there. There have been no complications to date, and we hope that they will have an uneventful passage through the institution and will be discharged shortly. We also had 1 baby initially, and now 2 that were initially being housed in the isolation room of the pediatric ward. Once the investigative team had hit the ground and started doing the surveys, the physical surveys, they advised us that because of the state of the ceiling in that room, it was best to relocate once again. Luckily, we have been implementing a program of refurbishing of the private rooms on all the major wards. So we were able to access one of the private rooms on the maternity ward, which we then converted into an isolation room for those babies. And once again, they're safely being cared for in that room, and to date, their progress has been uneventful.
If you are asking specifically of the deaths of the newborns, at this time, so far we cannot hold any one person accountable. We have had detailed discussions with the head of the pediatric unit, and their response was really timely. They did what they were supposed to do when they were supposed to do it. I think, as Dr. Koyi explained, he was aware of what was going on. Unfortunately, the CEO was not. We would have liked that the CEO knew about these events as they were unfolding. And so we, as a board, will plan to have a conversation with him probably to strengthen that area, because as a board as well, if there is a crisis in the hospital, we also feel that we should know. And we definitely will have that conversation, but our first concern was to ensure that the situation was handled correctly and that there was no negligence on the medical professionals.
As far as the hospital is concerned, aside from the apology to the families, are you in a position to offer them anything else?
I personally, not at this time. I understand that the families are still coming in. I think we had only spoken with about 4 families so far. We actually had some families that were coming in today, but we rescheduled their visits up until because of the press conference. But I'm not sure exactly what compensation, because it was basically an admission and a brief admission and discharge, and the only thing that they would probably be given would be a hospital bill.
It is clear that both immediate and longer-term remedial action is necessary. Among other things, this involves financing, and this is where government must and will do its part. I have already told the board that the expenses of rehabilitating and modestly expanding the current premises of the neonatal intensive care unit will be borne by the government of Belize. We will also pay for any equipment that needs immediate replacement, and will help to defray the costs of any outsourcing of medical treatment that might be necessary while the remake of the facility is in progress. Most important, of course, is the construction of the completely new wing of the KHMH, which will house the pediatric intensive care unit and the neonatal intensive care unit. This project, spearheaded by my wife Kim and the hospital and the Ministry of Health, is well advanced insofar as the architectural plans and scope of works have already been drawn up. In fact, both the project manager and the building contractor have also been appointed, so that all was in readiness for construction to start, except for one thing. Construction was to have been funded by the donations realized through Kim's fundraising efforts. Commitments in that regard have been made by, among others, the Gobi Challenge Foundation, and discussions are ongoing with the Oak Foundation and with a number of European outfits. But the actual money has been a little slow in coming as a result of the very necessary procedures that must be gone through with the funding agencies. What government will now do is to find the first $500,000 so that construction can begin immediately.
The KHMH neonatal unit sees around 500 babies a year. The importance of organic gardening and nutritional meal was highlighted in a food fair held recently in Krikisarko village in the Toledo district. Correspondent Paul Mahung has the details.
The event, which had the participation of the school children and parents, was coordinated by Abib Palma of Plenty Belize organization.
This food fair is to highlight nutrition. Very importantly, as we do gardening in schools every day, the importance of why we do gardening, why we grow food, and doing organic gardens, growing healthy food is about eating healthy and living a healthy lifestyle. So we take this opportunity today to showcase and have ladies and whoever wish to have learned how to prepare the meals and three main dishes we did today. One with a local tamales called shut, one with a bean boil up, and one of veggie rice. All 2 meals prepared by local chef Mr. Gomer, and the local tamales is prepared by the ladies of the community. Enough food, enough nice, well-fed food, fruits, veggies, and drinks, enough to have fed the entire village of the community and visitors.
Abib Palmer of Plenty Belize. The food ingredients used to prepare and demonstrate nutritional meal of the food fair were produced by the children in the Organic School Garden project promoted by Plenty Belize organization through the Toledo Primary School's Garden-Based Agriculture for Toledo Environment GATE project. Related to the food fair in Krikisako, it can be recalled that only recently in this month, the annual district-level Toledo Primary School's Food and Health Fair was held in Punta Gorda to highlight the success of the school's organic garden project as well as the importance of nutritional food and meals. This report is sponsored by 3-Star Quality Chicken on West Street in town. Reporting for Love News, Paul Mahon, Punta Gorda.
Peter Titiman Flores has been in the music industry for the past 32 years and so far has released 7 albums. Titiman Flores is looking to add his 8th album to the list on June 7th. Flores' latest album incorporates 9 original songs and is entitled Unity. The album will be launched on June 7th at Travelers Bar and Grill. Titiman Flores stopped by our studios this morning to share why you should be a part of the album launch.
I'm inviting everybody to come and participate with us, come and enjoy with us because we go have clean fun. And I highly appreciate for the audience them to come along and bring their brothers and sisters that we all can enjoy the launching of Titiman new CD, Unity.
Okay, now, how many songs are in the CD?
I have 9 songs, original songs on the CD, but I got me 2 hit songs on the CD which we call Respect and The Peace and Love. And the reason why I named this song Peace and Love because of the tribulation that we have in the country right now. The younger generation, you know, they're fighting against each other because of the gang membership and things like that. So we all need to retain peace.
Now, other than the 2 hits on the CD, any other particular song you would hope that the public would enjoy?
Yes, because then I also have the song that we call Nana Gumbe. People have already accustomed to that song, you know. And the song that we call Respect Your Mom, Respect Your Dad. I know that will have a grip on the parents, them, dad and mom, because it is something pertaining to them. I'll be performing the show live. And we also go have giveaways because we got a lot of stuff that we're going to give away on that night. So we invite all the Belizean people, all the people for Ladyville, Mascal, come and enjoy with we, man, by launching Titiman new CD. This is the first time I ever launched a CD in this country. And I would highly appreciate that the people that come to support it.
Give thanks and praises to the Lord.
Titiman Flores will perform live alongside the Super Fura Band and DJ Dalla. The launch begins at 9 p.m. and tickets can be purchased at the door for $10 and $15 in advance. For tickets, you can contact Titiman Flores at cell phone number 627-7034. Relatively moist conditions prevail across the region. The forecast is partly cloudy skies tonight. A few showers will occur in the south tonight. Elsewhere, showers or thunderstorms will be isolated. The winds will blow from the east to southeast at 10 to 20 knots with higher gusts near showers or thunderstorms. Sea state will be choppy, becoming rough at times. A small craft caution is in effect. Low temperatures for tonight are 77 degrees Fahrenheit on the coast, 72 degrees Fahrenheit inland, and 68 degrees Fahrenheit up in the hills. A low tide will occur at 2 minutes after 9 o'clock tonight. This will be followed by a high tide at 22 minutes past 3 tomorrow morning. The sun will rise at 17 minutes after 5 tomorrow morning and set at 23 minutes after 6 o'clock tomorrow evening. The extended forecast through to midday Saturday is for partly cloudy skies with a few showers. And that is a look at the weather with information provided by forecaster Frank Tench Jr. at the Belize Weather Bureau. Those are the stories we have for you today on Love Television. Our thought conditioner today comes from former American journalist David Brinkley. He said, and we quote, "A successful man is one who can lay a firm foundation with the bricks others have thrown at him." End of quote. If you would like to contribute a comment or suggest a quotation for use in this segment of the news, all you have to do is write us an email. The address is news@lovetv.com.bz. Thank you for joining us. I am Anju Gidwani. Have a good evening and a good night.